Ashley Rudolph currently teaches 11th grade English, International Baccalaureate English, International Baccalaureate Theory of Knowledge, and is the Yearbook Advisor at Adrian High School. Her nomination for Outstanding Teacher and Mentor comes from a number of students whose lives she has touched in a most meaningful way. These students noted her to be a great English teacher who wants her students to succeed. Another mentioned that she is a straight-up teacher and gives great advice on life and what work you need to do. They stated that she fosters a learning environment that is healthy and communicative that gives the students the confidence they need to be successful. One of the letters came from a student who transferred into Adrian High School in her junior year. She told of how helpful Ashley was during this transition because she genuinely cares about her students and their goal to be successful. All the students mentioned that they feel she wants what is best for them to reach their goals.
In my opinion, Ms. Rudolph is an outstanding teacher because she cares a lot about her students, not only their academic needs, but their personal needs as well.
She was a fun person to have as a teacher, and she made a hard IB class easier to handle.
There was parts of the year where it was rougher than others, but Ms. Rudolph helped me, as my teacher, try and make it the easiest class.
Last year, my junior year, I had Mrs. Rudolph for IB English, and I think that she really fostered a good learning environment for all of her students in that class.
She went out of her way to listen to me, and not only listen to me, but help fix the problems. And I've noticed that in a lot of students too. It's not just me. She goes out of her way to help their needs.
She just made class an enjoyable experience, even though it was a hard IB curriculum.
Sometimes she would play music, or she would, talk about our outside life or other things we were doing instead of always hammering right into the work we were doing.
I know there was a lot of fun for me. It allowed me to share my knowledge and gain knowledge from the people around me in my community and my class.
One of the stories provided with her nomination came from an international student. It was hard for this student in a new country, a new school, and a completely unknown situation. However, she knew she could rely on Mrs. Rudolph to answer her questions as new situations continued to arise. Without her help, she felt she wouldn't have been able to settle in as quickly as she did. The student added that Mrs. Rudolph motivated her to learn and helped her to see the progress she was making in a foreign language. In addition to things directly related to the classes, she added that Mrs. Rudolph helped the international students understand the culture that helps keep them out of trouble. Ashley grew up and still lives in Jackson. She has always wanted to be a teacher and has a love of languages, in particular English and French. She graduated from Michigan State University with a Bachelor of Arts and Central Michigan University with a Master of Arts in School Principalship. She has been teaching in Adrian Public Schools since March 2012 in grades 7th through 12th. Ashley is married to Cameron, and they have an almost 4-year-old son, Henry.
Congratulations!
Congratulations, Mrs. Rudolph.
Outstanding teachers and mentors, please come forward and accept your award.
Okay. I have often felt like an outsider here because I am not from Lenawee County. I did not attend Adrian High School, and I did not graduate from Adrian College or Siena Heights. I actually had to look at a map to see where Adrian was when I applied for this job. Here is what this place has taught me in the 10 years that I have been here. Adrian has taught me to trust the process and take risks. A certain middle school principal did not initially hire me for the position. The job went to someone who had actual teaching experience in the subject required. I had just finished my student teaching and I understood. So I moved to a small town on the Ohio River and started my first job where I knew absolutely no one. I threw myself into making everything as good as I could because I was so happy to be a teacher. And I gave all of myself to this little school in town for 7 months before Adrian called and asked if I would come interview for the job that I had been denied. I did. I drove 5.5 hours to Adrian and then back down to Indiana in one day. Adrian has helped me be more accepting of change. I have taught 18 different classes under 6 head principals in 2 buildings. Change has been a constant for me. I have learned to become even more flexible. I usually teach 4 different subjects each day, and this keeps me on my toes and also forgetting where I put things and sometimes what I was just doing. Adrian has taught me traditions can vary in different places. I will never forget my first Adrian homecoming when a colleague said that we would take the students to the homecoming parade. I couldn't believe I was supposed to walk my 7th grade students to the street and then make sure that none of them ran away. Where I come from, homecoming parades are at night. The parents are in charge of not losing their own children and making sure that they aren't bumped by a moving vehicle while trying to get a candy bar. I am now quite used to this, and as my high schoolers run to get a good spot for our class, my thought is, they'll come back. Adrian has taught me terms such as townie, subdub, and calf night. I know that an invitation to Trestle Park is not for a brisk power walk. My students have taught me that Throwback Thursday now means music from the early 2000s, around the time that they were born and I was graduating from high school. If you were born in the 1900s, you are old, in case you did not know. Adrian has allowed me to gain teaching experience at the middle school, high school, and college level. I began teaching as an adjunct at Adrian College in 2017. This taught me that my college students are just big high schoolers who have more freedom. My high schoolers are just middle schoolers who learn to drive. And middle schoolers are from outer space. Kids are kids. They are all learning who they are and who they want to be while they gain skills and responsibility. Being able to teach 7th graders through college seniors has allowed me to better understand my students as people. Adrian has shown me that content is important, but relationships are key. I will always teach the curriculum, but I also focus on well-being and mental health more than I ever did. Students are people with real struggles and challenges. Students are not simply numbers or statistics. My goal is to always help them figure out more about themselves and to keep their minds open to new ideas and ways of thinking. There is a big world out there, and I want them to be a positive part of it. Now, I still get lost when driving in this town, and I don't know all the words to the fight song, but Adrian has shown me that anywhere can become home. Thank you.